I think we're
Good.
live right now.
Indeed. Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another round of Sky Tier 2v2 on the Sunday afternoon. I am RG Commander, joined as my co-commentator is Paka, and our streamer host is Ian. Paka,
Hi,
good evening. How are you doing?
hi everyone. I mean, it's late night for me, but I'm here commentating with you. This hopefully match of 2v2, and remember we are playing with the new rules. I think you're going to explain what new rules are.
Yep. So we've got a number of changes coming up in the Summer League. Obviously, Frenzy, probably the biggest change. Frenzy is now changed to if you have a Frenzy token on your hero, you can remove the Frenzy token and take an additional action, as opposed to being able to spend another one of your action points to take a second attack. Another rule, Siege has been removed as an objective. Nobody likes it, nobody wins by it, so we throw it out. And finally, Twisted Allegiance has been banned. We found that it a little bit too strong for what it does and what it costs, and so we have opted to completely remove that from the game.
Yeah. Also, it was just really unfun to play against. It was that really no reactions to it, almost. So yeah, it was a good call in my opinion.
I agree. And so, getting into the game, as we can see, we've got the draft underway already here. So, our good friends Eric and Kirito are going to be running a blue-green composition here versus cdubs+Towelie's kind of yellow-blue mix. And you may look down there and say, well, you say blue-green, but I see an Ekrit on the board. Well, thanks to a little bit of background information that I got from the players beforehand, I can tell you that Ekrit is what we're going to call a decoy. They told me that she is just there to misdirect them, that there is a 0% chance that she's going to be drafted during this lineup. And Estrida is going to fulfill the same role. So as long as Kirito and Eric did not lie to me, we're going to see Freyhill, Bralvar, Golbarn, and Nelliclin from them.
As you can see, we already skipped the draft phase. I mean, Eric and Eric teams is going to go second, and I think they choose the outsider, right? Or they they lost
I
because
believe on the coin toss they chose to go second, which then gave
okay.
the other team the option. Because I remember Eric said that they were going to use the original outsider elemental as their
Okay.
choice, and we can see that the Terror of the Endless Night outsider has been chosen. So I believe that cdubs+Towelie got to select the outsider.
Okay, so for Eric team, we're going to see the strategy that my commenters have just said. So Astrida and Ekrit were just a decoy, and they drafted full green and blue side. Now we're going to see what kind of tricky strategy they have for us in this game.
Less clear of Korhoff, Ekrit, Shalavi, and it looks like Freyhill will be the fourth one. Put down for cdubs and Towelie.
So it's going to be blue-green against yellow-blue for the most part. Fayal is just here to fulfill the blue role, to be a powerful mage who can dish out a very good amount of damage with her heals to be turned down with her passive. Masters of Witchery that turns heals into damage. Yeah, we can see a more control strategy versus maybe more aggressive strategy with Shilabi Korjov, known to be one a good fighter and one a good mage.
Indeed. And for those of us, or for those of you who are joining us and you have never seen a 2v2 game, remember that in this case, the decks are actually split. So we still do have 32 cards per team, but it's now 2 decks of 16. And so that's going to allow for new strategies because you can kind of specialize your deck. And without being too much of a spoiler here, since I kind of gave away what I knew about the draft, team we'll call Team Eric and Kirito have a little special something planned with their particular decks that, let's just say, if we get to round 3, is going to be wild.
Yeah, that's going to be wild. Last Sunday, the game unfortunately ended on turn 2, but the strategy was very similar. So yeah, if the games goes on turn 3 onwards, we're going to see very, very interesting stuff.
All right, so it looks like the decks have been shuffled, the heroes have been placed. So now cdubs+Towelie will take the first activation. We're going to give them a few minutes. Obviously, whenever you're playing with a partner, strategy has to be communicated with them. Each of them will be controlling 2 heroes. It looks like cdubs will be controlling the 2 heroes in red, Freyhill, Shalavi, the blue faction heroes, whereas the yellow faction heroes, Korhoff, Ekrit, will be controlled by Towelie.
Yeah, interesting choice to have a green part hero from Freyhill and Shalavi, just because Shalavi will not be able to use them. So yeah, we're going to see how it plays out for cdubs here. Being able to have enhanced cards that not all your users can play can be very tricky at times.
All right, well, cdubs opening up kind of with what we consider to be kind of the bread and butter Ekrit move her 3 units into the dome, worship to summon her token, and then attack the line and obliterate 1 control zone's worth of minions.
Yes, that's basically the Ekrit standard. Going to clear 2 wave here, being in the dome, and yeah, pushing the lane while containing 1 point in the control dome. But here we see an illusion placed outside the dome. I think that's really strange. Usually you're going to have the illusion in the dome, so you're kind of protected from movement effects, so you're going to stay in the dome. Here, an interesting decision here to be made.
Perhaps they may be setting up for a play next round where they want to focus it on her token. I have no clue why, because you're right. Normally you keep the illusion next to her so you get the projected benefits, but
yeah,
we shall see what's coming
indeed.
up. Also, one other thing I believe we forgot to go over to is the victory conditions for this particular game. We have obstinacy, defeat the same hero twice, double kill 2 enemies within the duration of a single hero activation, and finally onslaught, defeat 3 enemy heroes. So the victory conditions all suggest bloodbath.
Yeah, they just scream blood from all 3 victory conditions. Yeah, that's an unusual formation from victory condition, but it can happen. So yeah, I think we're going to see more bloodbath, but the green-blue side doesn't really promise much of damage. I mean, yeah, there's Gulbajar with his skirmish AoE and a bunch of cards that may give him skirmish damage, and Freya with the heals, but generally it's a more control side with Brilvar and Alaklen going to be able to hold off lanes, and Brilvar going to taunt the enemy to draw the attack from him. We're going to see how he responds to these victory conditions.
Yeah, and it's actually funny you mention that they don't have enough damage, because I'm going to go walk back on what I said earlier, and I am going to spoil a little bit about it. The turn 3 Wombo basically involves giving Golbarn 9 cards worth of steroids and then using his shape-shifted passive to cleave damage and just kill a bunch of heroes with like 16 skirmish damage. He told me that during one of their test games when they were trying it out, they actually managed 100-0 Yami. Which means they got it over 20,
wow.
like 19 damage in one play. Basically, he said it involves a lot of the rampant hatred, mind palace, and impervious armors to just stack up the skirmish and armor points, and then just have a giant AoE swipe and take people out. So I'm excited to see if we get that to play.
Yeah, that play seems really, really strong. But it also requires specific cards to be in hand at the same turn, so it's going to be a bit tough to create it consistently. But who knows? Maybe we can see it tonight, tomorrow.
I was told it's either going to be a spectacular win or a spectacular loss. We get the cards and we kill them, or we don't get the cards and we get completely.
All right. Okay, so we're going to see Freya moving to the bushes to their left lane, going to lead, and I suppose, and he shapeshifted the Shilabi. So Shilabi is going to remove the minion next turn with her passive.
Yeah, that seems to be. It seems, I would say, I mean, blue yellow hero setup, usually very, very commonplace for people that like control style. And that is usually another common opening in the first round is if you have Freyhill or a Strida, have them shapeshift your Shalavi, have her run in and start taking out the minions that your Ekrit didn't. So I expect to see Shalavi move over to the other control zone as well.
Meanwhile, the opponent Freya is going to do an attack because he didn't. He also shapeshifted Gul'Jan, so he's trading off the leads with a minion. Not sure if it's worth it, but we're going to see it right now.
Well, that flip took out the ultimate from Golbarn, so that's you'd have liked to see that flip against a hero, not a.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate to flip it on a hero. But yeah. Now we see Shelby going for a move and skirmish, and probably attack a minion. And yes, she does. So we're going to take the minion out. Actually.
Yep, just need to flip the card. Not that it really matters with Shalavi's attack power.
Oh. Ooh, another ultimate wasted on a minimum.
Although again, given that your deck is only 16 cards, if you can cycle through them quickly enough with leads or other, draw X cards or whatnot, you'll be able to get those minion or those ultimate cards up fast enough.
You're right. And remember, these are 16 card decks, not 32. So yeah, it's going to be much easier to cycle through the deck, especially with Shilobi that flips 2 cards from every attack. So yeah, every activation you're going to mill 2 cards from her, and it's pretty good. Cycle your deck. And so, as expected, we see Shilobi clear 2 minions in their left lane. And right now they have the lead because Freya indeed made the lead actions, and from the end, so it's supposedly it's 3 mana. So yeah, from the left lane they have pretty much control over it, unless Gul'Jan goes here.
Looks like Bralvar going into the center to help establish control in the dome and shapeshifting as well, setting up for a possible second round.
Yes. And this is also one of the weaknesses from the Wiwwt special, because you're going to be in the dome, yes, but you don't have a lead. So the enemy can just go whatever stuff's going to be, and just lead from the deck. And they have priority of the dome. And you need to be with a second hero to be able to contest it. And this is probably the biggest weaknesses of the Wiwwt special start. You're going to clear 2 minions, but you're going to probably lose the dome eventually, because she doesn't provide the control point to the dome.
And the other thing to note too is with Bralavar being shapeshifted, that's going to force Ekrit to attack him on her next activation unless she manages to move away. Bralavar being shapeshifted forces everyone to attack him if he's adjacent to them during their activation, which means she won't be able to use her AoE illusion shot.
There are very few cards that can make Ekrit not attack Brulvar. Choose Lights can work off, but they are 2 mana cards and very expensive from the show. So Ekrit is going to pretty much attack Brulvar next turn, or otherwise Konjov casts a charm, for example. But that doesn't seem. Yeah, Konjov goes to the aggression and just skirmish bolts, plays a Shadow Mine to Brulvar, wearing down his elf, and because he's a mage, he's ignoring these 3 armor. Yeah, he managed to wear down Brulvar to 12 HP. And also is going to lead from end, so presumably he's going to have control over the dome. Now we're going to see what Gul'Jan is going to do.
Yeah, indeed. The question is, will the big bear run into the dome to try and help add control, or will the bear go to one of the lanes?
Yeah, now we're seeing a shapeshift from Gul'Jan to the Freya. Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's starting.
Yes, it is. We're going to see a granite skin from Gul'dan. And remember, Brilvar is going to get him 2 armor, so he gets a +3 skirmish damage.
All right, so the bear special charging in. Now, is it possible from where the bear started that you... No, you would not. Okay, I was thinking because obviously, again, we talked about Golbarn's passive ability when he shapeshifted allows him to skirmish in an AoE.
Yes. Oh, I think I got disconnected.
Yep, I did too.
Now we're going to see what happened here.
We apologize for just a moment. We got disconnected from the lobby. Hopefully, we'll be able to jump right back. And we are getting a notice that the game has in fact actually crashed. So we will see what if we're able to.
I think tabletops actually autosaves the games some very specific times. So unless the autosave was like 3 minutes ago, I think we're fine. Now we're going to see if we can recover it.
Yeah, I hope we haven't lost the game because this was
Yeah, this was looking very nice. Not gonna lie. Gul'dan going to deal some serious damage to Akrit. Maybe forcing her next round to play more safe. Going to prove very interesting indeed. We now have access again to the room.
Yep, still having a little bit of difficulty on the reconnect. It looks. Oh, good. Okay, looks like I'm back into the game. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm okay. We can.
All right, looks like the game state is actually not too bad because we still have the granite skin out on Golbarn, so everything is still in place. Excellent.
Yeah, fortunately, tabletops saved us.
Praise the autosave.
Yeah, we only have the skirmish movement not registered, but that isn't a big deal at all. So yeah, we can continue from this.
Indeed. All right.
No problems. Nothing happened.
Now based on Golbarn's initial position, because it looks like that it looks like you could potentially use a move action followed by the skirmish movements and then be able to take a swing at both of the yellow heroes that are sitting in the... Or excuse me, Korhof's not a yellow hero. At both of the heroes sitting in the dome, Korhof and Ekrit.
Yeah, you're probably right, but the trade-off is that you leave the dome to the other player, and Terror of the Endless Light is very scary because it can just eliminate one of the heroes from the next round with the slow, disarm, and replacement. So yeah, your suggestion was going to deal some serious damage to both heroes, but it was giving up the dome control.
A fair point. All right, so it looks like a +2 on the... And of course,
Ekrit considerable amount of damage, by the way.
Yeah. Ekrit just took, looks like 7 damage from 16 down to 9.
Yes, indeed. Because Gul'dan also going to have the +1 skirmish damage for each shapeshifted hero is going to give him +6 from the attack. So yeah, it's 8 damage, -1 armor from Echo.
All right, so setting up for
Ooh,
a possible.
we're going to see an attack from Gul'jan. So they are giving up the dome control, I think, to deal a bit of damage to Accurate, which is very interesting, I would say. And here we see the Shilavi and Freyal aggression to the minions manage to bring the control token to the tower. So next turn they might be able to damage it and maybe go for the Nexus win in the future. I don't know.
Ricardo would certainly support that.
Yeah.
Ricardo
Yeah.
has never met a game where Nexus winning wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it can turn out to be a good idea during the end game because it's basically another win condition, right? And destroying a Nexus with no minion spawn is fairly easy for the most part, unless the opponent has reliable wave clears. For example, Sukoshi with Dragon Punch, Wind Blast, to name a few. But yeah, destroying a tower in the first place isn't easy, so I can see where Ricardo stands. Yeah.
Yeah, and flipping through their deck real quick, there is nothing that would let them clear a whole bunch of minions out. Like there's a Wind Blast in the Astrida deck, but as we mentioned, Astrida was just there for a decoy, so they just kind of put cards in her deck. So there's not really any way for Eric and Kirito to wipe out a whole bunch of minions. So
yeah,
I'm not sure.
It's going to be difficult to defend this. Pretty sure. They have only Freyal right now, and Freyal can really only take out 1 minion per activation unless she's going to spend some mana and some cards to do so.
As I like to say,
not leading, I think, was a mistake on turn 1.
Well, Dome 2 or Control Zone 2 went slightly in the favor of Kirito and Eric. As we can see, the Control Zone token advanced 2 towards the tower on their left side.
Yes.
But ultimately, again, Control Tower, or I'm sorry, Control Token objective, this isn't a tactician game, so we don't need to worry about the race to 6 points, which is kind of nice.
Yes, you're right. So control side is going to be just marginal because, like you said, the victory condition are kill-based one. So meaning that control has almost no meaning other than going for a Nexus win. So yeah, the kind of interesting to see these lanes going to be pushed very far in the first round.
And based off the fact that the outsider token miniature is still sitting off the board, it looks like they did tie for the center dome here because the outsider wasn't played. The turn token Sky Tier Dome has been moved to round 2, and the team of cdubs and McTowel are getting ready to move their first hero.
Yeah, so I think this was part of the strategy because the lead from the deck from Brilbar was going to be like 70% 3 mana.
Yes.
So yeah, they use Gul'jan to make as much damage as possible. But going to be look at that, I don't know why they didn't do the, like you said, the AoE skirmish. Yeah, you're going to lose 1 damage because you're not in Freyal 3 axis for this +1 damage, but you're going to damage Korjov as well. And I don't know. They might not have seen it. So yeah, they only did damage to Accurate in the end.
We've got skirmish and attack action going on right now. We had a -1 on the first draw, on the skirmish draw, and then it looks like a +1. And Bravar going to actually take 5 damage off that play.
Yeah, Korjov is very scary because he's a mage and can ignore his armor. And as we spoke about it, we're going to see a Shatter Mine that deals another 3 damage. And it's going dangerously close to death, Brilbar. Unfortunately, Korjov did not have any more damage to finish it. but is very low HP. Considering that Freya is near and she can shapeshift and cast some heals to kill him. And as I spoke, the Freya deck from cdubs does have very good amount of heals that can turn into damage. So I will not be surprised to see some of them.
Well, apparently it looks like the first hero for Eric and Kirito this round is going to be Nelliclin. I saw Nelliclin being pinged here. I thought perhaps Freyhill would be pinged, as you mentioned. She has a whole bunch of healing, but we're doing gathering.
And we're going to see what Nelliclin can do in the 2v2. Going to draw for both player in order to keep some good card economy from the other comrades, so you can test more powerful card and do the ultra mega combo of the skirmish damage with good job.
And one of the things I mentioned earlier about how they set their particular game up to have different roles. What we'll notice is that the deck that the yellow player is controlling here, I forget if that's, I can't see whether that's cdubs or Kirito there. I'm sorry, Eric is the one controlling the yellow one. Yeah. Eric's deck is stacked with draw cards and cards to help fuel lead and control and minion management and zone control, whereas Kirito's deck is stacked with a whole bunch of those granite skins, impervious, rampant hatred cards that will allow you to continue to booster up the skirmish damage from the plus skirmish damage plus armor, convert armor into skirmish damage type cards. Yeah. And so we're going to watch as that starts to ramp up here.
And now we're going to see Nelliclin switching lanes to help recover from the dangerous position on the left lane. We're going to see a move, an attack, and a lead from the deck, which is probably going to be a 3-mana card based off his deck building. Okay, we're going to see Shilabi, this from cdubs team side.
Now Shilavi's not shapeshifted this round, so unfortunately, well, I don't think she wouldn't be able to reach the other minions anyways because they have to be adjacent.
Unless he's going to have a fast card, then she is not going to reach those 2 minions. We're waiting. Remember that they have the Skytier Flux in their side still. I don't know exactly how they're going to use it, but it's going to be interesting if he's going to play a huge role from their side. Looks like she's going to shapeshift Freya. As I said before, Freya is probably going to go after Brilvar next turn.
Yeah, with Brilvar only having 4 hit points left, he's looking wounded. Now, the nice thing is that Ekrit only does 2 damage, so she's forced to attack him. So the bonus will be decided purely by the flip on how much damage Brilvar takes.
Yeah, but also he can just activate Freya and kill him before Ekrit goes, and free Ekrit from the forced attack. Maybe do something else.
True, that's also an option as well. Yes.
Shilabi going to do some damage to Freya.
Looks like a +1 to the attack, so down to 3 HP. Down 3 HP takes her to 13.
Yeah, the armor from Brilvar is going to pay off. Going to take 2 damage less. Probably going to need her in the future.
Yes.
We're going to see now how they react to this aggression. Probably going with Freya on their own, and I don't know, maybe go inside and deal some damage to Ekrit and Gordra. Because also Ekrit is at 6 HP, it's not very high. So Freya can just go inside and nuke Ekrit.
Yep. The question then is, do they want to defeat Eckert now and get a point towards obstinacy and onslaught, or do they want to save up and then try to do the wombo combo, taking out both Korhoff and Eckert in one fell swoop? Both options are reasonably plausible for their turn 3 plays, but it may just be better to get Eckert off the field right now.
Yeah, that is a good question because double kill is a thing in this game because it's a victory condition. So keep accurate at low health while chipping Korjov is going probably to be the right decision for group jam 3-turn dream activation to deal tremendous damage to both of them. Expecting that Equit does not defend herself. Usually Equit is going to run more control-ish cards from their deck. Maybe a shove or some displacement effects.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a hold of cdubs and Towelie's deck before we began, so unfortunately, I won't be able to look up and see if that's a possible play.
I think Equit has a Chasma and 2 shots and a Time Warper.
Oh, perfect. Okay, then.
So she's going to have some defensive cards to defend herself.
Meanwhile, it looks like we're skirmishing against Korhoff. So after the flip, takes 1 day. And now we're going to attack with a +2 on the attack. Very.
Ooh. And as I said, they're going to chip Korjov to probably follow the double kill round, double kill victory condition next round. Or maybe this round because Gudrun hasn't activated yet. So
you're right.
Yeah, you're probably going to see some sort of dream activation even next this round.
Okay, and Freyhill is just going to heal up a little bit.
Yeah, with passing. Okay, now we're going to see cdubs how he's going to respond. Is he going to kill Brilvar or not? Or is going to persevere this left lane for the Nexus? Remember, they have an Alacrane that just that has probably 3 points in the lead. Right now, they are losing on this side because Shilabi does not have a lead.
Well, it looks like Freyhill's going into the dome. So similar to what you mentioned earlier, it looks like Freyhill is going to attempt to eliminate Bralvar and free Eckert from the taunt.
You're going to see some indecision from the red team, but it looks like he's going to go after Brilvar. So it's a skirmish. We're going to see how much damage. Ooh, they're going for Freya.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting decision.
I wonder if they too are trying to set up for the double kill.
You're right. You're right. And we're going to see the heal from Freya, which turns some damage, and it kills Brilvar.
There it goes.
So no reaction from the enemy. But considering the deck, I would not be surprised to see no one. To see none. Okay, so Brilvar is gone, but fortunately he wasn't exhausted, so he's going to come back full HP next round and ready to do some nasty stuff with his stun.
Yes, Freyhill managed to use the sacrifice card, healing another hero 4 HP at the cost of 2 of her hit points. Of course, Freyhill's passive allows her to, whenever she heals an enemy, deal the same damage instead. So because it essentially then becomes, for lack of a better way of putting it, piercing damage, Bravar will take 4 points of damage there, and then that just removes him from the.
Yeah, Freya basically turns into a mage with shapeshift. It's going to use those heal cards to deal damage, like the, for example, with Sepharo with the yellow card. And yeah, giving her piercing, going to be able to take out his Brilvar with exactly 4 damage from the sacrifice. and yeah, take control from the battlefield from now. And we're going to see how they respond to this, because they only have Gul'dan right now, and they also have Akrit from the other side. So
Looks like we have an attack.
yes,
This one, but still does a couple damage there. 3 HP, dropping her to 12.
Freya having only 2 attack does not really translate into very much aggression from our attacks. Her damage mostly comes from the heal card that she casts. So yeah, but a bit of damage doesn't really hurt from them. Chipping down the Freya, which can also turn heal into damage from them. It's going to be a good decision.
All right, looks like we're going to finish off with a lead action as well then.
Okay. Now we're going to see what Gul'dan has in plans for this activation. Is he going to kill Akrit to gain control of the dome, hopefully, with a lead? Or is he going to chip Korjov down to go for a double kill next round, but giving up the dome probably for the outsider? We're
Yeah,
going to see it right now.
yep. Right now, 3 people in the dome there, and plus the lead as well, means that there's a potential 5 points inside Control Zone 3 for cdubs and McTowel.
Yeah.
So I think we have to at least wipe out one of the heroes. Oh, we're getting double kill being circled by cdubs here, maybe indicating that he wants to.
Or they are aware from next round, or they are probably indicating it for their next strategy. Remember that we have obstinacy and onslaught also. Double kill is not the only victory condition. Maybe they are planning to defend themselves from Gul'dan aggression.
Good point. Yeah, it may have been a defensive gesture rather than a hey, let's get him.
Yeah. Ooh, we're going to see the flux going to be over. Yeah, that's Gul'dan turn, by the way, not cdub's turn. I think that chipping the courage off is probably going to be the right idea. Next turn, you have the flexibility to go for rampant hatred into some mind palaces and maybe some damage. And
Yeah,
having
because
courage off as low as possible only results into easier double kill next round. 9 health is still a lot from courage off, but he has no armor, so yeah, we're going to see what Gul'dan is going to do.
Double kill definitely looks like the most probable setup right now for Kirito and Eric's.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
the control zone was a control zone 1. It is going to be won again by the green and red here tinted team cdubs and McTowel, but it's not going to completely annihilate the towers. The nexus won't be exposed for turn 3 because Shalavi didn't lead, so not necessarily in a huge rush to try and squeeze it in.
This tower is basically defended unless Akrit goes out and do some Akrit stuff, maybe lead attack a minion, or maybe push Nelaclin out. It's going to be a very, very interesting choice to push Nelaclin out of the line of sight of the control token and maybe push the tower.
Possible. All right. Meanwhile, looks like the bear is on the move, and it's made a skirmish attack against both Korhoff and Ekrit. Got a +1 on the flip, so I believe in total that's going to give him. Well, there we go. We get to see it on the tracker there. Ekrit is now down to 4. Korhoff down to 6, setting them up for that double kill.
Indeed, he was going to deal 3 damage, 2 from the passive and 1 from the granite skin flip. And we're going to see how he's going to continue the aggression, or maybe lead and let the dome be decided. Because remember, they don't have a lead, and cdubs team have a lead from the deck. So a potential 6 point from the red and green team.
And then we'll see what the plan for the outsider would.
Yeah, Tower of the Endless Night does not see much play. Oh,
an attack.
An attack and a kill from Nourish from Freya. Ooh. Looks like it's going to be double kill this round. Ooh. And the opponent Freya goes for a heal.
Oh, that it almost the question about that nourish that. So you save, you may save Korhoff there, but the question is then you've now left yourself much more exposed for the double kill next.
But I think the heal, the Nourish was going to go into Akrit to wear her down to 1 HP as well. So it's going to be a sneeze from next round to take a double kill. So I think the Nourish saved the Akrit. I don't know who targets the first Nourish. I did not see.
Yeah, all we do know is that one of them is bleeding out and one of them is really bleeding out.
Yeah. Anyway, he was going to heal the same amount to he was going to be the damage. So not a big problem who was targeting in the first place.
Because the key point that Eric and Kirito are happy about is that both of them are alive and both of them are very.
Yeah, that's a very dangerous position. And we're going to see Akrit what's going to do. Is she going to attack the left lane, or is she going to run away if it fails on the end? Well,
Assume she would have to run away because, I mean, it seems very clear, even if you didn't have behind the scenes knowledge, based on the cards that have been flipped this game, I feel like cdubs and McTowel definitely know what the game plan is here from Eric and Kirito. So it seems to me like the plan would be get Eckert out of there and at least prevent the double.
ooh, instead we're going to see a presence. So Akrit, she's going to stay in the dome, I think.
Okay.
Ooh, move illusion or illusion. An attack.
+1 on the flip.
Interesting decision. Oh, he's going to attack to push away. Does he want to push Freya here? I think he needs to put Freya on the other X, because she now contributes to this control token.
Right.
I think this is a mistake. Not a huge one, but it might cost him some more points from the control token.
Right, because neither Freyhill.
They figured it out. Okay.
Yeah, because neither Freyhill nor Golbarn had led, which means the dome has already gone in favor of cdubs and McTowel. So that wouldn't have been beneficial to knock Freyhill out of the dome. But yeah, now that they've moved her over towards Control Zone 2's lane, that makes one.
Yeah, now we're going to see if Akrit moves out, and considering they have a clear clear control on the dome, and yeah, indeed she's going to flee out from the Gulbuzer grasps, making difficult from the yellow and blue team to persevere the double kill condition next round.
Now I do see that they have some potential movement cards in the deck. I see a couple sinkholes, a couple chasms, but I don't think that based on where the heroes are positioned right now, that's going to really be an option.
Yeah, also they're going to activate the outsider, and the outsider is going to grab probably Gul'jan to the other side, and making it even difficult to persevere the condition. But in the
Looking at that,
meantime, you're going to see the lane one going to be won by the yellow and blue team. As we imagined, Nelaklen had a 3-mana lead from the deck, and he was able to turn the tides over from this one.
Control zone, control zone 2, thanks to Ekrit, moving also back to pretty much the neutral state as well. So
Yes.
after 2 rounds, the control zones are fundamentally right in the middle.
Yeah, not a big surprise, because the control side of the game is not very favorable for win conditions. They are just here to defend and maybe gain some map control from the lanes with minions and limiting movement from the both players. But yeah, in the end, not big surprise that they were much focused on the start of the game.
Yep. And now we get to see, okay, we're pinging Korhoff for some reason.
Hmm. They are now thinking on who the terror is going to take with him. Disarm, slow, and all the nasty stuff a huge bear can do.
Yep. And the important thing about the Terror of the Night, of the Endless Night outsider, is each outsider has its own particular spawn conditions. Many of them have to be somewhere in the perimeter of the dome or next to a hero. The Terror actually has to be in a cover hex. So that limits the number of possible places to put him. But we see they're going down there. And we're going to most likely use the disarm and all that fun stuff on Gul'Barn.
Yeah, but he needs to waste an action to move inside the dome if he's going to take the bear out of the game. And
yeah, and that looks like what we're going to do.
Yeah, I think he's going to do a skirmish, probably, or move, not wasting the cost.
Yep, looks like we're going to take a skirmish attack.
Now, who is controlling the outsider? Okay, cdubs going to control the outsider. No damage, unfortunately. Gul'Jan is going to have 1 armor, so 1 damage is not going to do anything to him. And we're going to see probably a...
Oh! The Bloodlust. Instead of disarming for the action, we've in fact used that Frenzy. Kind of one of the things we talked about. Frenzy has been buffed, and those rules are in effect for this game. So next round, Freyhill will be able to make 2 actions.
And we're going to see a slow. We're going to see the Nightmarish Roar from the last action from the outsider. Going to push 1x Gul'Jan and apply slow to them. That's a very interesting decision, because I will have disarm him, so he will not have been able to do much damage with skirmish attack next round. Also, because skirmish is not affected by slow, so he's going to move through anyway. Yeah, interesting decision by the red and green team.
Well, speaking of which, we're in round 3. Bralvar now back on the field with a vengeance. He was not exhausted last round whenever he was eliminated, which means he's able to bring himself back in round 3. So we will see what happens now, because as we mentioned before, Ekrit and Korhoff are both bleeding out pretty heavily here, and they're in range to be attacked by everyone on Eric and Kirito's team.
And even then, if he's not going to do a double kill this round, he's going to have 2 points on onslaught, and that's not to be not afraid from the other team. 2 points on onslaught is going to be very, very important, even if he doesn't get the double kill. They are just basically dead heroes in the battlefield right now.
Once you have 2 points in onslaught, your opponent has to fear anytime one of their heroes gets anywhere into a position where they can be attacked. Is my hero just going to get 100 to 0, and that's game over?
Yeah, you're going to take HP into serious consideration if you're going to have 2 tokens down from your opponent. Ooh, we're going to see a bold Koldrov going for aggression right now.
I think
He does
Korhoff
not.
knows that he's dead.
Yeah, he does not care. He just wants to deal damage.
Gonna jump.
They've split Akrit and Koldrov though, so they are making double kill very difficult for them right now. Very curious to see how Frenzy is going to be used from Freya. That was also an interesting decision because 2 attack is not going to be nearly enough to wear down 100-0 an enemy. But
As you mentioned,
yeah,
you mentioned earlier, even with her, well, she's not even shapeshifted, so she doesn't even gain piercing this round unless Shalavi or something goes and worship actions to let her shapeshift. But even with 2 attack damage on Freyhill, that frenzy seems almost like it's gonna not be utilized as effectively as possible.
yeah, but it's always a free action because considering she's going to do a probably worship attack and use the frenzy to attack a second time and maybe lead and cast some heal cuts. So
Wow,
yeah,
Korhoff's going to go out screaming
yeah.
as we see,
Ooh.
no pun intended, as we see Soul Scream come down here. 4 plus a flip damage to 2 heroes, both Nelliklin
Ooh.
and Briarbar are going to get caught. Oh, but the sinkhole appeared.
Sinkhole is going to ruin the plans from Khrushchev. Most likely going to be pushed away, so the Soul Scream does not deal damage. Yeah, ballsy play from the Khrushchev going to be move a skirmish and cast the Soul Scream. Really well reaction from the other team to basically waste the Khrushchev activation this turn.
Yeah.
He only did the skirmish damage, which was +0. So yeah. Ooh, and we're going to see Brilvar going to be moved from Gul'Dujan. Possibly a shapeshift Brilvar going to waste an action on Gul'Dujan. It's going to be
Yep.
an interesting defensive position right now. And as we talk about, Gul'Dujan is on the same team, so everything is not correct from what I've said. I'm sorry.
Oh, and a +3 on the flip there. Looks like a skirmish attack, I think, against perhaps Nelliklin.
That was the flip from the Soul Scream.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you're right. I
He was
forgot.
going to deal serious damage though.
Yeah.
He was going to hurt Nelliklin a lot.
That makes that sinkhole play huge because that would have been 2 heroes each taking 7 damage.
Yes. And she's going to finish with an attack
Okay.
on Nelliklin with a +0. So yeah, Khrushchev was countered pretty well from the sinkhole. Great reaction from the opponents. And yeah, Khrushchev now is in the grasp of Nelliklin, Brilvar, Freyja. He's going to suffer right now. He's not going to live any longer, I think.
The question is now, do you Nelliklin? Okay, that was going to be my question. Do you just use Nelliklin, declare an attack, guarantee that you kill off?
We're going to see
wait.
ultimate from Nelliklin.
Right, Nelliklin's ultimate allows you to draw a power card from the deck and play it without restrictions. So we are going to see Nature Reclaims drawing.
Nature Reclaims that usually draw three cards from the single player, But since we have 2 players per team and a split deck, they are going to split the draws in one each, and the other one of the players going to draw one additional to be 3 total. And this is probably the part of the strategy, the draw power. They're going to make the other player draw 2 to have more chances to draw the skirmish damage cards and deal some serious damage with good gem, as you talked earlier.
Well, this is exciting because Nelliclin just used the worship action to spawn a pillar,
Yes.
remove a pillar, and also remove that mana card. So he used all 3 manas, but now we're going to use nature and draw more cards.
Oh wow, this is exactly what we're going to achieve in this round.
So Baka, remember what we said at the beginning.
Yeah.
If it works, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, the round 3 was like the bell from the exaggeration from draw power from Nelliclin. This is insane.
Because if you take a look right now, Team Kirito and Eric, I'm not sure which is which hand, but one of them has 4 cards, the other has 8 cards.
Yeah.
And I guarantee at least one of those cards is going to be a Mind Palace, which will allow you to again clean off all of the cards, power cards played on a hero, which will allow us to stack all of those plus damage, plus skirmish armor, plus everything. Yeah. And somebody is about to get mauled.
You're right. Also, just consider that that's half of the deck in the end, and the remaining half is on the deck itself, and they have usually a good modifier. So yeah, about a 50% chance that he's going to have a Mind Palace, maybe more. And also all the other cards are just useful to him to gain armor and skirmish stuff.
You don't have to discard down until the end of the round, and we're on the first hero activation, which means those cards can sit there for quite a while in your hand until it's time to completely erase a hero from the.
You're right. I do not think he's going to discard any of them. I think he's going to use all of them. It's going to be fun. I can see it. We're going to see how cdubs team is going to respond to this. I think they are fully aware of how it's going to look in the next activation. So
it's like it's like one of those things when you're on a skateboard and you know you're gonna crash into something and you try to avoid it, but for whatever reason that strange force in the universe just still, no matter what you do, it just drives you right into the obstacle. You can see it, you try to avoid it, and you know it's still gonna crash.
Also, we do not forget that Nelliclin did all of this without any action point. So he did only a worship to clear his mana, so he's going to have 2 actions right now to do whatever he wants. And one of them is going to be skirmish. Yes.
And then we're going to attack Freyhill as well, it looks like.
Yes. Going to wear down the Freyhill to achieve the third onslaught in case double kill is not going to be fulfilled. So 2 damage, -1 from the nature replace. A bit unfortunate, but that's to be expected with a lot of cards that have a negative modifier. Sometimes you get unlucky.
Yep. And with Ekrith so far away, I'm surprised they didn't just have Nelliclin attack Korhoff and kill him and then move into the dome afterward.
I do not think that's a problem. I think Wiwwt is going to do it. I remember that skirmish can move too, and you can just do multiple skirmish this round if they have 2 rampant rated. Everything is possible. I believe in magic. I can see this. I can see this happening.
That's a fair point. I didn't think about the possibilities of rampant hatred going. Oh, meanwhile, Nelliclin though getting beat up a little bit more there by.
I think that's Freyhill. Yeah, Freya is going to be using that attack action. It's going to enable the frenzy activation. And I think she is going to use it.
Yep.
Yeah. And as you can see, the new rule is going to be applied, and the frenzy token is going to be removed to be a free attack action. Supposedly on Alaclan, I think.
Yeah, because if she flips a +2 or a +3, Nelliclin's dead.
Yeah, the fair point. And Alaclan is going to stay dead until turn 5 because he is already exhausted. And I think that no reaction can happen. Gulbjam does not have any control card to be able to stop Freya. Alaclan and Brilvar also have the mana spent, so this attack is going to go off. And it deals 3 damage, unfortunately. 1 HP.
Woo!
Still 2 action though. Freya may just find some damage.
Well, she's not shapeshifted, so unfortunately she can't use another sacrifice heal to kill him off.
You're right, but she can just do it. Okay, is going to gamble a skirmish. We'll see. And it's a +3. And Nalakren is off the board from for 2 rounds.
All right. Well, that's now match point on the onslaught victory. That's 2 points there.
You're right. I didn't really look at the red and green strategy, but 2 points on onslaught makes Freyal 10 HP a bit dangerous because she can just die from Shilabi attacks and aggression. So yeah, unless Gulbjan is going to make the dream come true right now, we can see that Reed and Grand Team are in advantageous position right now.
All right. So hear me out. The hero play here from Golbarn. March, use your movement to get next to Korhoff outside the dome, attack and kill him, skirmish back into the dome, and then just maul Freyhill with a bajillion mana cards that are in your hand.
Yeah, that's probably what is going. Ooh, we're going to see a unfamiliar terrain from Freya. It's going to slow.
Okay.
It's going to slow Brilvar, which he didn't activate yet. So he's going to be slow from this round.
Oh, yeah, wait. Yep. Slow. Golbarn is slowed, so that plan wouldn't work anyway.
Yeah, the Gulbjan needs to be fast in some way. I don't know if they have some fast card to support the Gulbjan. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. The
No,
the Rampant Hatred, I think the 2 Rampant Hatred is going to be enough. You're going to skirmish, make you worship, skirmish here in the dome limit for Korjov, the away attack. Go back another 2, move probably, and maybe skirmish again. Because you have 3 skirmish in total. I don't know. That's hard. That's really hard.
Freyhill's gonna heal up 1 HP.
Also, don't forget that Gulbjan can just take Freya too. Freya is a 12 HP, but a plus 14 skirmish damage is not going to help her with only 1 armor.
Right.
Yeah, Equit might just need a decoy at this point. Freya is going to be a more juicy target for Gulbjan. We'll see right now if they have the magic or if they not.
I mean, they've got 8 cards. They better have something.
Yeah. That might be just 6 heals.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, that would be just terrible. But they could be used to help Freya stay alive. And right now we're going to see Freya finish with worship, I think. She's going to worship herself for next round.
Looks like Frail
Ooh.
on their side is on
Ooh,
Kirito and Eric's side.
they're setting up the double kill again with Freya instead.
It's a +2 on the flip there. 2 down.
2 damage. Dangerously close. Gulbjan is going to be attacking very well next round. Also because Korjov and Freya have already been moved, so they cannot move themselves unless they have some defensive cards, which I don't think, because Korjov has already used all the mana, and Freya does not have the cards to defend himself in the deck.
Right. Yep. There. Okay. 3 more damage to Frail.
And as we were speaking, we were using the Freya ultimate. That's going to heal her 3 and heal all the enemy in line of sight. And considering she is shapeshifted, she's going to deal 3 damage instead to the enemy.
Mind Palace to wipe it clean.
Ooh, Mind Palace is going to be used now. Very surprising, they're not going to use it from Gulbjan. Probably they have quite a bit of healing cards in the end, and that's probably unfortunate. Not gonna lie. Okay, we're going to see an attack from Freya. +1. Ooh. Freya is not looking very good right now.
This is starting to look like a war zone. Everybody's bleeding out.
Yes. Unless Shilabi is going to make some magic right now and kill Freya from 13 HP. I think that I mean they have such low HP that they do not need that many cards to kill both of them.
Right.
I mean, just a Granite Skin is going to be enough. Maybe an Impervious and a Granite Skin is going to be very enough from the skirmish damage.
And as you mentioned, because Freyhill and Korhoff have already activated, they aren't going to be able to get out of the way of the bears.
Ooh, Freya is going to shapeshift herself.
And heal. Okay, yeah. So unless Shalavi can, or I guess Ekrit can deal 15 damage to Freyhill, this is looking pretty bad.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, Shilabi can block the skirmish path from Gulbjan. Also, the Terror of the Night is not going to be too helping him to get closer. And Slow is going to make him hard to surpass the difficulties.
That is a good point. That may be what Shalavi ends up having to do. Yep, you can see the red ping down there for the hex there. So it looks like they're going to use something to block the bears.
You're right. Unless Korjov is going to somehow put her, push her in the outside the dome, maybe a shove. Ooh, we're going to see an Ekrit. That's an interesting activation.
Oh, okay. Well, that Twister of Souls there is going to allow him to move everybody.
Ooh.
And so because Barn has been slowed, he's not going to be able to reach any of the damage targets.
You're right. And now the cards needed to make magic results in a rampant needed to achieve her. With the first skirmish, you can do a second one and deal damage.
Yes.
But I will point out that Freya ended up being shapeshifted. And if they have heal cards, Gulbjan just need to focus on Korjov to kill him. I think putting Freya outside the dome would be the nice play, but they just kept her inside. I would have put her outside because she was. I think she's going to take the double kill because she's going to cast a Neon on the opponent Freya.
Wait a minute. What just happened there? Eckert
Ooh.
and Freyhill just traded HP values.
Oh wow. Ooh. Psychic Vampirism is going to be used, and all the damage dealt is going to be. Yeah, but that's that. They are still in a bad position, in my opinion. Not putting Freyal outside, Gulbjan did really close to make a double kill. He is going to make this turn very, very important from the other team. Do they have the cards to take out or not?
Well, that's what it's going to matter because Gulbarn is. You can move him with a move, and then the skirmish hex moves. You can still catch both Freo and Korhoff in his AoE slot.
Yeah, that was an interesting move, push position from the active player. I would have put them in such a side that Gulbjan was not able to reach the sweet spot to deal the damage with the AoE skirmish. Oh, they are pointing out the 2 heroes. Maybe it's time.
Here it comes. We've been waiting an hour for this very moment right here.
Yeah, this is the pinnacle of the suspense. Yeah, we're going to see if magic is going to happen right now. Okay, let's see a card being covered. Now, looking at what may stop this, there isn't really much that they can do. I think Korzhov may just Korzhov does not have the mana at all. Equit either. Shilab is out of the door.
Freyhill has 2 mana, plus they also do have the Sky Tier Flex card left. But
yeah, but Shilabi and Freyel does not have many cards. They have a Snowblind, a Chasm, but I think the Chasm was the Chasm was flipped before. So yeah, they do not have many responses unless Freyel has a bunch of healing.
Well, I don't know if Freyal's even going to be able to heal through all of this because here comes Impervious for +1 armor, Granite Skin for +1 armor, and then plus skirmish damage where you gain as much skirmish damage as you do have.
Okay, let's just calculate how much damage this is right now. Brilva is going to give 1 armor, so it's going to be a 2. Impervious is a +2, so 4 armor. Granite Skin is going to give him 1 armor, so for now it's a +5. And the Gulbjan passive is going to give another +2 from the skirmish damage. So it's +7 right now. And here it is, rampated right now.
Yep. You can see the yellow hand saying, put him here, put him in.
I don't know why they didn't move it before.
Yeah, that does seem a little bit strange because you could use the 1 move and then the 2 hexes you move from the skirmish action would let them get into position, take a swipe, and we can call this good game and get our evening.
And Rampatate is going to give another +2. So it's a total of +9, if I did the math right.
Yep. Well, meanwhile, Freyhill is going to attempt to stave off the inevitable. She played Nourish real quick to give herself 3 HP. I don't think that's going to.
And Korzhov is going to be out.
Okay.
And that's
Korhoff.
1 hero towards double kill. We're going to see if they're going to defend. So. Then again, they only have heals to defend themselves. They do not have many cards.
So because they've only taken the worst action now, it looks like they're just going to take another skirmish action, move up, and then cleave down Freyhill with their next.
You're right, and yeah, Equit and having full mana spent is not going to help him at all. Also, don't forget we have an opponent Freyal shapeshifted that can just cast an hero on reaction and kill the opponent Freyal. And yeah, we're going to see it right now. Yeah. The Nourish is going to be cast from the Frail, targeting the opponent Frail, I think.
3 damage to the red tinted frail. It looks like.
See if they. Okay, so it's 3 damage right now.
Yep. So Frey Hill's down to 4 hit points. Goldbarn still has 2 actions to take.
Yes.
There's the next skirmish.
Here's the skirmish. And another. I think they cannot cast Sacrifice.
She has the mana for
and
it, but
she's down.
All right, so with Freyhill dying there as well, that's going to be victory via double kill. Both Korhoff and Freyhill died in round 3 to Gobarn's rampage, and this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you don't fight the bear.
Yeah, that was a nice combo. And this was all possible because of the 4-card draw from Miniature Reclaims. Being able to cast 2 Mind Palaces to clear mana, cast a Rampant, they trade a bunch of skirmish card and a heal card. Yeah, that was all made possible with Management. He did his job.
Yep, and I think that we're going to go ahead and talk to the players now. So we're going to go ahead and jump into their comm room, and we'll get some thoughts on this really fun game.
What, turn 2? I was thinking we should just muck them with every single guy we had.
All right.
Yeah, but they would have just frailed him though.
Oh, maybe not.
I had a nerd. I could have saved Brovar, but we didn't care if you killed Brovar in turn 2. We just needed Brovar to be back
alive.
on
Turn 3.
Yeah.
I think our commentators are here, by the way, guys.
Yes. Great game, guys.
Great game, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We finally saw the sweet turn 3 combo with Nalaklen being able to draw 6 cards. That was very fun to watch.
We were unaware with the hand size limit. We thought it was 3, so we didn't play any draw spells.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's why it was like, yeah, we cut our nature reclaims beforehand.
Like
we were like, well, because we were like, well, if it's hand size 3, then you just can't play them. Like you draw cards and then you have to discard them because you only have 2 characters.
Yeah, that's a thing from the 2v2 that really differs from the single player experience.
Yeah.
Being able to split the draws is just really made this happen because they have 8 card in hand, which is basically half of the deck. And very good chance to have the good cards to finish.
Yeah, Nelaquin, Draw Engine, Mind Palace plus his ability. Mind Palace is just really strong for a 2-player, for a 2v2. He's my boy. He's my boy, and he just beat me down, so it's fine.
I was talking with Eric a little bit before the game, and he's like, so this is how this is going to work. Either they're going to win spectacularly because we don't get to turn 3 and we can't draw the cards, or we get to turn 3 and it's going to be an utter bloodbath as Goldbarn just rampages over everything.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened. I have a question from the red and green team regarding the Twister of Souls. And why didn't Freyal goes outside? Was pushed outside?
Because we already lost.
Oh. That was.
I was just like screwed at that point.
Because I was going to expect that Freya is going to be pushed outside the dome because she was shapeshifted. She could cast the heals to deal damage and support the double kill condition.
Yeah, for sure. We were trying to figure out how to get Gilsbarn away from the double kill. And I didn't think that the other one didn't really matter.
Yeah.
They had so many more cards than us. Like the card economy was just way better because we didn't have the draw engine.
Yeah, that's also unfortunate.
But it's it's a testing and learning experience. It shows like the powerfulness of the draw engine on turn 3 by turn 3.
And was all about the last week's stream. Both decks were built to the sweet turn 3 draw power, but we didn't get there because, control. And we couldn't manage to go on the turn 3. But we were very happy we saw it today. And the power of Melaclan, really, no match will show it in another power.
Yeah, so hopefully people were taking notes because the 2v2 league, obviously we're starting the summer tournament up soon, but I know we're also planning to do a 2v2 league. So both of these teams here showcased good strategies that maybe not quite as applicable per se in a 1v1, but in 2v2, if you can get as I think it was cdubs was commenting, the draw engine going, you can make some magic happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for people on the stream that don't know, me and Ricardo have been working on setting up a 2v2 league. It should be getting started in the next couple of weeks. Ricardo is just trying to finalize some rule stuff before we get started on that. But there will be more information about that, hopefully pretty soon.
All right, that's good to hear. So as you just saw here, a 2v2 league is going to take place in the future. So stay tuned for that, as more information is going to be shown in the next days.
Now, Kirito, since I think you said you were working kind of with the Neri brothers on this, I heard a rumor that there will be a charity auction bid to get both Ricardo and Yakumo as your 2v2 partner. Can you comment on whether that's true or not?
I have not heard this at all. I can say I already have my partner decided on that, and it is not one of them.
It's not me either. Now I'm hurt. Wow.
It's actually with a friend of mine from college who is the one who introduced me to this game.
Ah, okay.
What was your Nellican build?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. So we talked about it for a while about what other types of things we're doing. Like after Ryan said how he just loves Gilbarn and it's his favorite, and we're like, we're just going to go for the combo kill no matter what. Like even if it was 3 control things, we're going to just have Gilbarn run amok round 3. So, I mean, basically it's all the 3s, and then we got 3 Gathering Storms that we were hoping to play 2 or 3 of them on round 2. So I actually got unfortunate that I only had 1 of them by that time. But I don't know if you saw, but at the beginning of the game, I actually mulled a Brilvar Ultimate, which I would never do in a regular game. But here, the only job was to get the other teammate card. So I was going hard for the Gathering Storms.
That's really cool. It's also, it could be applied to maybe Frenzy as well. You could do like a draw engine for just multiple Frenzy casts over and over.
Yep. Oh, I mean, I think that deck over there doesn't have to be. I mean, you can have a whole bunch of different things with a 16-card deck and being able to draw, 8, 9, 10 cards. There's an awful lot of cool combos you can do with this game, right? And this guy's job is to lead the first 2 turns from top of deck because it's all the leads are going to be good. Just make sure we don't lose. And the problem is, we had, if it's a really aggressive deck, we have maybe problems surviving, but obviously Frail and Brilvar help a little bit with minimizing that. But it's about surviving to round 3 and then just watching the fireworks go. But that said, we played 2 test games, and one of them, it was a train wreck, and it just felt horrible, and we didn't get our stuff lined up right and everything like that. And we're like, maybe this is just a bad deck. And then the second one, we got to turn 3, and we weren't really ahead, but Gilbarn went off and killed 3 people with 1 set of actions, and one of them was
we killed all 4 heroes in that 1 turn.
All 4 heroes, and one of them was a full health Yami at 18. I mean, it was insane. So we were like, okay, this is a very swingy deck. So I don't know where it fits normally, but it's somewhere on that spectrum.
It's like Glass Cannon, just all in.
Also, because considering you did not play that many cards to make Ulbujan, I think it was a +9, right?
This one was only +9 this time, yep.
And there was only 3 cards, not considering Mind Palace. I cannot imagine how many Granite Skin and how many armor can go high. That is just insane.
So one thing I did consider actually, on that last turn there, when Frail activated, I considered using a Mind Palace on Brilvar, and then if Brilvar was going to go first, maybe he had some more draw just so I can try and get even more cards. But I figured it was a little greedy at that point, and we should just end the game rather than trying to get to a +20 skirmish.
When they're all at 4 life or less. Although Eckert went up to 13, so if Eckert was if they only had 2 people down there and Eckert had that play, it would have been, well, you probably still would have been in a little skirmish for enough. But yeah, that was a surprising HP windfall over there.
Can I flip the table?
Also considering that if you were not able to achieve this double kill, Freya was dangerous close, but she was able to heal herself quite a bit. But yeah, because the 2 onslaught points were a big sort of pressure if we couldn't manage to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I don't know what it looks like, but I mean, they've got 2 hero kills, and Frail was sitting there at 10 hit points, and so like Ryan and I were trying to discuss, like, do I just Brilvar and go over here and grab? Because we wanted to get Frail into the dome to do her stuff also and be next to him, and all that. So, that was an interesting thing. But I mean, it wasn't like from our side, I was like, hey, we still might lose this, right? It wasn't like we were for certain over here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew I had Frail's ultimate in hand, which is why I basically said, no, I can go Frail first, and she's not going to.
Question.
Yep. I had the ultimate and the nourish.
When it came down to it, you guys were here, I think. Would it have been better just to go here and block you?
So the answer is yes, if you have something. What happens in that case is Gilburn has to go around the outside with the Rampant Hatred and skirmish.
Sorry.
Yeah, so slow move, skirmish to kill, and then skirmish to kill. So it would have worked in this case. In this case, it wouldn't have mattered. But yes, I think that would have inconvenienced us more.
Like Towelie had it in here.
Because
but that's where Korjov was.
Korjov was at 1 right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Golbjorn, if Eckert was here, I could have done the Rampant Hatred and hit Eckert for a bunch. And then move to here in the skirmish. And then do a regular skirmish, finish off Eckert, and move over here, and then done an attack.
Well, what about the Twister from here, from this point, and then pushing here? Maybe that was
now you're talking, but I think so then yes, the double kill on Korjov might get really hard, but I think he's right that he can skirmish in here twice on Eckert kill. The last skirmish will get away, and he'll get the little attack on there. So I mean, it's way closer.
Brilvar was here, so these 2 skirmish would have achieved to reach Korjov. Brilvar was here, so that would
we don't see your hand, by the way, but
yeah.
Brilvar, I mean, so in that situation, we also could have just moved Brilvar first and had him worship beforehand. That would have given +1 on each of the skirmishes for being shapeshifted, also additional for being in line of sight on the Rampant Hatred.
True. Yep. So yeah, if we're worried about numbers on Eckert, we can also help that way.
Hit her. Yeah, you would just hit through her. Then it didn't matter. Yeah.
Okay, that was a wonderful game, and I think we're going to wrap it up for this stream.
Thank you all 4 of you for playing. This was a lot of fun to watch and discuss and watch and see what would happen.
Yeah. And I think we're trying to do a 2v2 every Sunday. I'm actually going to be pretty busy next Sunday, so I'll probably try and get somebody else to take charge of it. I think Michael volunteered to do that if he's still up for that. But if anybody is interested in participating in that, there's the multiplayer channel in the Discord. You can say something in there if you're interested in participating, and we'll try and get you in there next Sunday.
Very nice. So yeah, next Sunday is going to be probably another 2v2 stream. We're going to end this now. Great match, great strategies, very fun to watch.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.